projects. Okay, so plan for projects is we're going to have these semester-long projects. We're going to have teams within teams, Microsoft Teams. But we'll figure that out. It's going to be probably a little bumpy as to how we interact well, but we'll get there. And as I said, we're going to try to get a proposal in the first few weeks. And yes, I've talked about this, right? So it could be anywhere from truly novel, groundbreaking research, or just novel research doesn't have to be groundbreaking. You're doing something for the first time, or down, to looking at this either well-established or novel research that's just come out, and trying to figure out what's going on. Because for sure, if you look at recent science and also old science, I mean, there are many examples now, many examples of students basically going through something that's thought to be this great, wonderful result, and finding someone made a mistake in an Excel sheet. Again, well, this is sort of negotiable, but the idea would be have a couple of talks and a written piece, and I think with the talks, record videos, certain time limits, and then we'll just run them through as a kind of a little, so these are like little mini conference things. We want talks, depending on the number of people, which seems like a lot in this course, that will be maybe 2 or 3 minutes long, that sort of thing. Plus a written piece, which we'll be trying to get towards a paper. So we're going to have the VAC. We're going to encourage the usage of the VAC. That's the Vermont Advanced Computing Center. We have some fun little logos that I'll share with you at some point. But the connection is VAC, right, is like vaccine. Vaccine comes from cow because it was the milkmaids that were not getting smallpox. And it was figured out that, it's because they had cowpox. So vaccine gets connected to vache, for Monty Python fans, fetche la vache. So that's going on. So there is a completely reasonable explanation for why we would have a cow as a mascot for the VAC in Vermont. Also vacuum, that's cool too. So we have lots of data sets available, and we're always interested in new ones, but we have 10% of all tweets, for example, going back to 2008. We have lots of different book data sets. We have Reddit as well, so this is sort of on the social media side. But weather, climate, data sets on transportation, but we're always looking at things. Some data sets on networks and so on. So that's cool. Yeah. So you can certainly work with this Twitter data, and we've really finally got to a point where I think, well, a few more steps, but we have data online now through a website called Story Wrangler. The link is Story Wrangling. Let me find that for you. So you can visualize from Twitter. So these are 4 different n-grams, right? So this is a 3-gram, 3 words. This is just the emoji for the virus, and hashtag me too and ha ha ha. This is in English. This including retweets, and so this is a day scale, and you can look through this and sort of see how these things are behaving over time. If I can just look at maybe recent times, so this is Black Lives Matter, which peaks here in June 2. So George Floyd was murdered a couple of days before this, actually, right? So this is in fact 2 days after he was murdered, which was Memorial Day. So you see that take off, and on the other hand, we have the emoji for this. If you look at coronavirus, you see that takes off massively in March 12 is really the day that spikes. Lots of things to look at here. Over 100 languages. And your TA, Michael Arnold, is the person who built the database that serves that particular piece. It's a Mongo database. The rest of the team did all sorts of things, right, including the very crucial part of processing the tweets in the first place, curating them, turning them into n-grams. So it's very hard. The emoji part is actually horrific. And then, of course, making the website. So they're on all the papers. I won't say their names just here because feels like I'm revealing too much, but you can certainly find on the website and on my site. Okay. Right. Okay, so I got to get a list of projects together. You know, sort of think how to do that here in this context. But you can certainly pitch them as well.